Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. It's Kamar AA, and this is your Premier League predictions for the upcoming season, the 2019 to 2020 season. And in this video I want to give you guys my prediction. I'm going to go through the whole table, 20th till first place. Going to have a slight animation over to my left hand side or my right hand side. So just to help you guys and just improve. But before I do get into it, this video has been edited, the thumbnail especially, by Dummy Druxel. Now if you don't know him, he's quite popular on Twitter. I'll leave a link to his account on Twitter in the description below, so if you want to go check him out, he's a graphic designer. He's brilliant, he's done so much for me, and I'd highly recommend him. Description to his account in the description below, so go click on it, have a check him out. But he's the one who made the fun and edited it, so props to him. But I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, opinions on where the team's going to finish. Why I'm going to give you guys reasons, the transfers they've done, and do I think that they've had a good summer regarding that. So before I get straight into it, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. If you're new on here, make sure you hit the bell notification so you're notified for every time I do upload. And make sure you comment down below your thoughts, opinions. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you agree with me with the top 6? Who do you think is going to get relegated? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, starting with 20th, I've gone for Burnley. Yes, I've gone for Burnley. Now, I hate them with a passion. That's not the reason why I've put them there, but I just hate them with passion. I mean, last season, the type of football they play, the time-wasting tactics, Sean Dyche, his manager, the way he sets his team up, the type of players they have there for like 6'5" players, and the signing of Peter Crouch really emphasises why Burnley are going to struggle. I mean, Peter Crouch is a perfect Burnley signing, tall, very physical, very good aerially, but they don't have any flair. It's all about physicality. They may as well be a rugby team, honestly. And the reason why I put them in 20th is I think that they've been riding their luck last season, especially when they overachieved and got 7th the year before. They had that Europa League. Yes, they won't have Europa League this time. However, they have got a thin squad. They haven't made any signings that are really noteworthy, and I think that they're going to really struggle this season. I think they've been found out. I think teams are starting to find out the way Burnley play. They're very physical, but they haven't really got much about them. They lump the ball forwards. They don't really play two-touch passing. They don't play along the grounds. They kind of hoof the ball up and hope for the best. I think that in the Premier League, you'll struggle to survive by playing that type of football. Stoke tried it for several years. They stayed up, but look where they are now. And I think that's going to happen to Burnley as well. So I've got Burnley in 20th. 19th position, I've got Brighton now. When Chris Hughton got sacked, I was honestly flabbergasted. I think that the way he kept him up with that thin squad, that squad that isn't good enough for the Premier League, I thought that it was overachieving. The fact that they sacked him was quite disrespectful and quite shocking, to be honest. I mean, the owners haven't really got a clue. Obviously, if you're a Brighton fan, if you disagree, comment down below. Obviously, I don't really know much about Brighton. However, I think they just about scraped survival. They came 17th last season. I think they've made a couple of decent signings. They made a really, really good signing striker-wise. They made a couple of really good, decent signings. Their new manager is quite promising as well, so he's got a lot of promise, but he hasn't got that Premier League experience. He hasn't really got that much club experience. I think that this will be Brighton's year when they go down. I think that sacking Chris Hughton was a massive mistake for them, and it's going to really pay. Now, the reason why they sacked him was they want to play more attacking, expansive football. I do believe that that's not going to be the case this season. I do believe that this is the year that they will be going down. So I've got Brighton in 19th. 18th position, I've got Sheffield United. Now, the reason why I got Sheffield United here is obviously they've been newly promoted. They just broke their transfer record, 22 million, Ollie McBurney from the Championship. Now, he's got a lot of promise, very young, did very well in the Championship last season. Obviously hasn't got that Premier League experience. Their manager I highly rate. He's done it similar to what Eddie Howe did at Bournemouth. Went through the ranks, through League 2, through League 1, through the Championship, and I think the Sheffield United story of getting to the Premier League is honestly magnificent. It's been fantastic, and I'm rooting for them. Honestly, I actually quite like them as a club. However, I do believe they'll just about miss out on survival, as I think that they may have needed to make more in the transfer market, signing wise, to really boost and really, increase their quality in their squad. I think they've got good depth. However, the amount of quality is a question mark. I do believe that maybe a bit more quality Premier League experience signings would have definitely helped them survive. They may just about survive, but I've got them in 18th position. 17th position, who I believe are just about going to survive, is Norwich City. Now, Norwich City, again, newly promoted team. Now, they haven't really spent much money. They spent £1.1 million in this transfer market. It's quite shocking. I mean, you just promoted the Premier League. Obviously, you have a lot of money to spend because of how much money is in the Premier League and how much you promoted. I do believe they would have signed more, but watching them last season Championship, they've got a really, really good promising squad. They've got a lot of young German talent in there. They've got some top players. remember we played in the FA Cup a couple of seasons ago. They had a lot of young German talent who really caused a lot of problems. Their manager's very young as well, quite a lot of experience. I do believe that they might about, just by the skin of their teeth, just about survive. I've got Norwich in 17th, from 16th to 14th position. I've got Newcastle in 16th. I do believe Newcastle will definitely drop a lot this season. Some people have tipped them to get relegated, but I believe they'll just about survive. Rafa Benitez leaving is going to be a massive problem for them. He's the reason why they've been so successful in the Premier League with the limited budget that he utilised. However, the signings they've made, yes, they lost Jose Perez to Leicester for £30 million. However, the signings they made, they bought Joe Linton from Hoffenheim for around £40 million. They broke their transfer records. And they also signed another top player, I believe. I'm trying to think who he was. They signed Joe Linton for the striker position, and they signed another top player as well. At the moment can't think of the top of my head, but they basically signed a couple of really top players. So good luck to them. That's it. Saint Maximin from Nice. Around £30 million, so another top signing. So they've got a couple of really top signings. Steve Bruce has had a decent pre-season with Newcastle. I think they'll just about survive. 15th position, Southampton. Southampton, obviously, they also haven't made much signings, but they've been in the Premier League for a while. I do believe that Hootenheim is a fantastic manager. I think that he did so well keeping Southampton up last season. I think that he really will put his stamp on this squad this season. He really will integrate his way through to the Premier League season. I think that getting his philosophy across and getting this type of football across to players, I think that he will definitely move on to a bigger club in the future. But I do believe he'll be the key reason why Southampton stay up. I've got them in 15th. 14th, I've got Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa have done a Fulham. They've spent over 100 million in the transfer market. They've got top players. John Terry's assistant manager. They've got a lot of top players. Like I said, they've spent so much money, so they've got a lot of quality now. Now it's all about ensuring that they spent the right amount of money, but also getting the right amount of quality in the key areas that they had to strengthen. They bought a lot of players that were originally on loan, permanent moves. So that's something that people haven't mentioned. But I think the Villa will do quite well this season. I've got them in 14th position. Now from 13th to 10th, I've got Palace in 13th, Bournemouth in 12th, Watford in 11th, and West Ham in 10th. Now Palace in 13th. Now they obviously lost Wan-Bissaka to Manchester United for £50 million. They may potentially lose Zaha to Everton. As I'm recording this video, it's in the morning, so Zaha may move to Everton. If he doesn't, then I do believe Palace will come 13th. If he does move to Everton, Zaha, I do believe Palace will drop further down. They've already lost a key player. To lose another key player who is their best player in Zaha, they'll really shock of the season. They haven't really bought that many good players. They signed Victor Caramassa from La Liga, who's already on loan at Cardiff City. He did quite well, so they got more reinforcements there. But yeah, like I said, they haven't really made much signings. They've lost Wan-Bissaka. They could potentially lose Zaha, so I've got Palace in 13th, Bournemouth in 12th. I've got Bournemouth in 12th. They've obviously haven't made much signings, but Eddie Howe is a top manager. He's a world-class manager, really top young manager. Jefferson Lerma, who's a top midfielder in my opinion. These are players will really elevate Bournemouth, and I think that despite them not making many signings, keeping Ryan Fraser was key for them. Ryan Fraser was phenomenal last season for Bournemouth. Keeping him was the key. Joshua King, keeping him was important as well. So they've still got some top players that did well last season. I think that Bournemouth will have an average season. They'll come in 12th position. Watford in 11th. Now they were interested in quite a few players. They were interested in Ismail Sarr from the French league. At this moment in time, as I'm recording, it hasn't gone through. But Watford, they've been really good. They had a fantastic spell last season. Javi Grassi, I rate him as a manager, quite a good manager. I do believe that Watford obviously have really improved in the last few seasons. I think that despite them not making too many signings, I do believe that Watford will pull through. I've got them in 11th position. 10th position, I've got West Ham. West Ham had a fantastic transfer window, securing the bag. Sebastian Haller for 45 million from Eintracht Frankfurt was a fantastic coup in my opinion. Pablo Forlans as well was a fantastic signing. Yes, they lost Arnautovic, but in the dressing room, attitude-wise, he wasn't really benefiting them. So him going was really good. Pablo Forlans, he was even potentially going to sign for Arsenal. So they really did really good business there signing him. They still kept players like Issa Diop, who's been linked to top clubs. Fabianski is a really good keeper. They've got some top fullbacks in Masuaku as well, and they've got really good midfielders as well that can really elevate them. Declan Rice is really going to shine this season. I think West Ham will do quite well. I've got them finishing mid-table. Now going to 9th position, this is where it gets slightly more interesting. I've got Wolves in 9th now. Wolves had an impressive first season in their Premier League, coming 7th. However, with the Europa League football kicking in this season, it's definitely going to hinder them in their Premier League season. We saw what happened to Burnley. Yes, their squad is much thicker. They signed Patrick Crouton from AC Milan, 20 million. I think that's fantastic business if you ask me. Next to him, in a formation of 2 up front alongside Raul Jimenez, it's going to be a fantastic combination up front, in my opinion. I think that's really good business signing Patrick Crouton. They've kept pretty much all their players. They've kept Ruben Neves. They've got Diego Jota. They've got Raul Jimenez. They've got other top players as well. And I think that their fullbacks, Doherty and Johnny, I think they're really going to thrive this season. I think, Espirito Santos is a fantastic manager as well. Really tactically gifted. The way he sets up his team, he counteracts his team, he frustrates teams, and their record against top 6 was phenomenal. But with the hindrance of the Europa League, I've got them in 9th position. 8th position, Everton. Now, Everton have done fantastic business signing Moise Kean on a permanent deal, £27.5 million. Getting André Gomes on a permanent deal, he's really going to benefit them as well. Yes, they haven't got Zuma. They were unable to secure Zuma. And Tomori won't be going on loan since Luiz is going to Arsenal, which I'll talk about in a minute. So Tomori will be staying at Chelsea, so they're not going to be able to sign Tomori. Now, depends if Zaha goes through. Now, this is the crucial factor. However, they signed some other top players as well. They signed Gabin from the Bundesliga. He had a fantastic season, so I think that he's a perfect Idrissa Gueye replacement. I think he's fantastic. I think that Everton are going to definitely do well this season. Marco Silva is a very good manager, again tactically gifted. Going off Everton 8th position. 7th position, I've gone for Leicester City. Leicester City getting Ayoze Perez of £30 million. They've also got Yuri Tielemans on a permanent deal for £40 million. This is going to be Brendan Rodgers' first season. He's a very good manager. Definitely going to put his stamp, his tactical prowess on the team, and I think they will cause big problems to the Premier League this season. I think Leicester are really elevating their quality. They're really moving up the gears now, and I think that the owners are really showing the ambition that Leicester fans deserve. The team is stacked full of talent. Vardy, James Maddison, Yuri Tielemans, Ayoze Perez, the defence as well. Despite losing Harry Maguire, they've still got a top defence. Ricardo Pereira, right back. Ben Chilwell, left back, a player that was linked to Chelsea. Kasper Schmeichel as well. So they've got a really good player. So I think I've tipped Leicester to finish 7th. This is the main bit now, the top 6. Who have I gone in 6th position? I've gone for Manchester United in 6th position. Now, despite signing Harry Maguire for £80 million, Wan-Bissaka, the defence has significantly improved, an area that United had to develop. Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof and De Gea is a fantastic back 5. However, attack-wise, they haven't really improved. Pogba is unhappy. He could cause problems in the dressing room. Bruno Fernandes, the deal fell through. They aren't going to sign Dybala or Christian Eriksen either. So they still have the exact same midfield, and I think their midfield was a massive issue last season. Because they haven't addressed their issues in midfield, I've tipped them to become last in the top 6. I believe the other top 5 have got better squads than United. And I think that Rashford, in my opinion, is overrated. They haven't got a new right winger either. I've got United in 6th position. 5th position, I've got Arsenal. Now, Arsenal had a fantastic transfer window, breaking the bank for Nicolas Pepe, £72 million, getting Luiz for £8 million as well. They got Dani Ceballos on loan as well, £4 million fee. They've got Saliba, who's coming next season. They've also secured Kieran Tierney, left back as well. So defence is significantly improved. And on top of that, attack was already really good as well, firing. They've also got Nicolas Pepe, who's a baller, absolute baller. Would have loved him at Chelsea. And I think that with the addition of Dani Ceballos as an Aaron Ramsey replacement, he's really going to elevate Arsenal's squad. Unai Emery's 2nd season as well, so they're going to really understand what he requires of his teams. I've got Arsenal in 5th position. Now, top 4, my team Chelsea, I've got them in 4th position. And the reason why I've got us in 4th position, despite our transfer ban, we're obviously not able to sign any players this summer. We did get Mateo Kovacic on a permanent deal for £40 million. He's going to be a massive help. 24 years of age, fantastic squad depth, world-class potential. We've got one of the best defences in the Prem, one of the best goalkeepers. We have one of the best midfielders in the Prem. Yes, the attack is an issue, but I do believe that with Lampard instilling his philosophy, the players playing for him, I think there's a big aura, a big excitement for the season. I think that tactically he's quite good. He's very confident. He's a very intelligent man, and I think that he did well at Derby, so he will bring that small experience that he does have. And I think that with us having one of the best academies, we can utilise the top players we do have. Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Reece James, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ruben Loftus-Cheek will be returning from their massive injuries. So when it's in all full flow and when it's in ticking, I think that we will surprise a lot of people this season. And I've got Chelsea finishing in the Champions League spots. 3rd place, I've got Tottenham Hotspur signing Tanguy and Ndombele, and as I speak, Giovanni Lo Celso has signed for them as well. So their midfield has significantly improved. The midfield of Ndombele, Eriksen and Lo Celso is disgusting. Front three of Lucas, Son, Harry Kane, the defence of Alderweireld and Vertonghen, solid top defence. I think the Spurs are really, it pains me to say it, but I think the Spurs are really improving significantly. They're really moving through the ranks, and they're a top team. They're going to be a very difficult team to beat, and they might be able to mount a mini title challenge. I've got Spurs in third place. Now the top two I've got exact same as last season. Liverpool in second, Manchester City in first, Man City in first place. I do believe their squad is too strong. They've got by far the most superior squad in the Premier League. Attack, defence, midfield, defence. And with Pep Guardiola, the way he's adaptable, he adapts his tactics. Why is one of the best managers in the world, if not the best manager in the world currently. The squad that they have is phenomenal. You look at their bench, it's ridiculous. Signing of Rodri from Atletico Madrid. Last season, not getting a Fernandinho replacement, not getting Jorginho was a massive problem for them. When Fernandinho was injured, they struggled massively. The signing of Rodri allows them to rotate. They have that squad depth, and Rodri will be a future Fernandinho. He's a fantastic signing for City. I think they're just too strong to beat, especially with Liverpool not be able to sign any players this summer. They haven't signed any players, which is a shame. They should be improving on their squad, but they haven't, so therefore they will stagnate in my opinion. I've got Manchester City in first and Liverpool second place, but that is going to wrap up there. That is my Premier League predictions video. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. If you want to run ahead, make sure you hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I do upload, and comment down below your predictions, your thoughts. Who do you think is getting relegated? Who do you think will finish the top 6? And yeah, who do you think is going to win the Prem? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to check out Dominic Druxel, the person who edited and made the thumbnail. Description and link to his Twitter account in the description below. And I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.